Hello, dear friends. Welcome to 6 Degrees of Connection on Alatra TV. On a daily basis, in live broadcasts, we meet people from various countries and continents to find out about the culture and to discuss very important questions concerning our society. In the framework of Creative Society, we ask every guest about what kind of world each of person would like to live in. How do we envision a society of happy people? What can each of us do today to live in creative society tomorrow? Creative Society is a unique international project initiated and implemented by people themselves. It is done by volunteers from different countries. Its main goal is to move away from the system of consumerism and build a formative society where every person will live comfortably, happily, and prosperously.
And in our broadcast, we use the theory of six handshakes, which states that all people in the world connected with a chain of five or even less acquaintances. And thanks to this theory and modern technologies, many people from different countries can join our discussion on this topic. So dear viewers, if you would like to participate in our next broadcast, please contact us by email info@alatra.tv or simply leave a comment under this video. And our contact information you can see on the screen right now.
And today, dear viewers, we're traveling to Sudan. Marawi, Arab, and other cultures and have existed in Sudan since ancient times, and also ancient Christian, Muslim, and other works of art. On the territory of Sudan live about 600 tribes and nationalities. The source of water for both countries is the Nile River.
Thank you. And my name is Olga, and my co-host today, Alexei from Ukraine.
Thank you very much, Olga. And our guests today are Islam Ali and Wala Ahmed. Islam, Wala, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome and nice to be here in this show.
Ladies, would you please share with us what you love about your country the most and what makes you proud of it?
Wala, can you start first if you like?
Okay, I'll go ahead. Hi, hello everyone. Thank you again for this opportunity to join you in another team in Creative Society. Thank you for this movement that connects all of us all around the world together in this difficult time. I'm based here in the capital of Sudan. I've been born and raised here. I like I like most about Sudan, and I'm starting to cherish even this aspect of Sudan even more and more. That we have different states with different tribes, people from different backgrounds. We come together in the capital, in the middle of Khartoum, and we share cultures, we share different religions. As friends and families, or as co-workers, and we are trying, especially our generation, to do this in peace, in harmony, and to be very tolerant and acceptance, and to give the acceptance of each other. People who coming from the north, people coming from the south, people from east, and people from west. Each with different mentality and mindset, we come together, we share different knowledge and different traditions to do everyday or day-to-day things. So we are pretty much tolerant, and our efforts to more tolerant society, I can say this.
Thank you so much. What about you, Islam? What do you love about your country and what makes you proud?
As what I said, the diversity is like very interesting thing in Sudan. As Sudan like have more than 6 neighboring countries, so it's people like from borders coming from different ethnicity, from different backgrounds. So we have this mix that we are very, very proud of it. I like the most about Sudanese, I think they have a very special thing. It's the generosity. The people here are very generous. Even they with their money, with their efforts, whatever they had, even though the economic situation has been deteriorating, especially in the last years, but still people will offer their neighbors, even the strangers, food. They give you shelter. We are very known of this, so you will actually, we're not going to die from hunger if you're in Sudan. Even if people have nothing, they will share whatever they have with each other. That's very what I like about Sudan.
Thank you so much for sharing both of your opinions, and this is very nice to have Sudanese on our broadcast today. And I would like to ask our technical support to show us collages so we could also see the beautiful country of Sudan. Okay, and if you have what to comment on the pictures you see, then please welcome.
Okay. On those pictures, you can see people from different tribes celebrating probably weddings or gatherings or special holidays or festivals. The special thing is every tribe has its way of celebrating each thing. Like the tribes from north celebrate weddings in different ways than tribes from the west. And in each direction of the country, even in the same city, you can find diverse tribes, each with their special way of celebrating joy, wedding, newborn babies, and so on. The diversity is also reflected. I think our diversity comes from the
I'm sorry we lost you and we don't hear you clearly.
Environment
Allah,
and
Allah, if you hear us now,
you can find sand and you can sorry.
sorry, we lost you for a moment, and that was a very bad connection. Okay, please continue. Thank you.
Yeah, probably the connection.
Yes, we couldn't hear you, like you was breaking up. Okay, whoever feels like continue or maybe mention some pictures on the photo.
Yeah, here are like in this picture different type of like worshipping houses, church, mosques. So it show you how like people coexist fine to some extent.
Sorry, the connection went off for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you now. And these are some castles or churches or mosque. What are these on the picture?
Sorry, I can't see. I can't see the picture
so even
right
like
now.
different.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think the middle is France or Italy, but the pictures around them are a mix of mosques, tombs, and churches. Yeah, we have, especially in the capital, we have a mix or habit of old and very old and ancient churches and mosques as well as modern ones. spread all around the neighborhoods of Khartoum. Although the majority of population here are Muslims, but we also have Coptic and Christian community who have their churches in their neighborhood.
Yes, thank you.
What about these pictures? Allah, Islam, maybe you can add.
Yes. On the right side, this is full dish, and there is also a cup of tea. So this is a very traditional, like most people here eat it sometimes.
Beans, right? It's
2
called
meals.
beans,
Yeah.
I think.
And yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
I think I like all. I like food in general. So I like agache. This is like meat in the middle here. And there is also, what can I say?
Everything looks very tasty.
The food here is a different story. Actually, if you are a foodie, you will have different experiences or actually exciting experience here in Sudan, because from my point of view, or from how I see it, I've been to different countries and I tasted different type of food. The strongest flavors and seasoning is what I found in Sudan so far. We like to strong season everything. We add a lot of salt to salt dishes, and we add a lot of sugar to sweet, and we have different types of seasoning. We have sour, we have spicy. I think that is because of the different generations of grandmas and moms pass their knowledges. Each grandma teaches her daughters and granddaughters how to cook, how to season, how to barbecue this, how to roast this. We have different ways of cooking. You can have different experiences of how the same meal or ingredients, like say meat, we have different ways of cooking meat. People in the East, for example, put it on rocks until it's roasted, or a sort of barbecue, but instead of using fire, they use rock. We use oil here in the capital to cook meat. Some people boil it. Some people make it in a sort of a soup or something with bread and rice. So yeah, we have a lot of choices when it comes to food, and it differentiates between the main dishes and the sweet. Sometimes every family has its own way of adding. What can I say?
I think it's very important that what I heard, that the food is very nutritious, and people, Sudanese, actually live a long life.
I think this is because of the organic food we eat. It's not very
healthy.
We almost eat the same food or ingredients, but it's about the ingredients themselves. Like people from the north, I'm originally from North Sudan, so my grandmas and grandpas eat a lot of dates. Dates from palm trees. They say dates energize the body, and even in energetic level, in a spiritual level, besides the nutritious thing, they say it protects the body from bad and negative energy. So I think people from North Sudan tend to live longer because they eat a lot of date and honey. and they drink a lot of water, and they work a lot in, especially people who have farms, and they have trees and crops to grow. They work a lot on farms so that they have good physique. Yeah, so that's why I think they live longer than people in the middle or in the capital or in other countries. And of course, organic food. We don't we
I see.
The food, the chemistry or chemistry aided food appears lately in the years, but a long time ago until recently we only eat organic food grown in farms and so on.
Yes, I see. And maybe Islam wants to add something about the country, about Sudan, before we move on to the second part of our broadcast.
Well, you said it all. I don't have anything to add now.
I'm sure there's much more still to hear about Sudan, because every time you find out something interesting, some interesting details, you know.
Ladies, Islam Vala, I have to say that you live in an amazing country. You know, so tasty food, so beautiful nature, and so many kind people. We should all take care of it, because at some point I'd like to visit your country.
It's such a diversity in this country, and you know, different religions combined,
welcome.
Live together.
To have you here.
Live together. Everybody lives together, and like you said, people are very hospitable. So me and Alexei will use this opportunity when there is no quarantine to visit your country. And of course, we are welcome you to our country. We are from Ukraine.
Yeah, always. We would be really happy to meet you here.
Thank you.
And now we would like to move to the next part of our broadcast. So right now, millions of people from different countries of the world are actively joining the creative society. And they share their ideas and discuss ways to build creative society for all people on the planet in the shortest time possible.
So, voila, how do you envision a society where every person can be happy and live comfortably? And what is creative society to you?
For me, creative society is a society full of equity and mutual respect. Yeah, a society where we try to have everyone equal. If we try to solve the problems of inequality in gender and in disadvantaged people economically or tribe-wise, so the creative society would see to have a society where everybody have the same right and access to food, to education, to proper, let's say, shelter or a place of living. And the other thing is mutual respect, is to treat every human being and every creature with respect, to respect our environment, for humankind to treat each other with respect in the first place. Yeah.
It's so much pleasure to listen to this. Thank you very much. And now, Islam, your turn. How do you envision a harmonious society where all people in the world live prosperously, happily, and of course, everyone feels himself safe?
Of course, like people or countries are different in the way how they are developed or still developing. I think for Sudan especially, or all the African countries, I wish we live in peace. We're very tired of war. It affected my country. It was like running for almost half of a century, and even now we're starting to witness another war. So it's like very tiring things. We as a people, we don't have problem with each other, but just wars keeps happening over and over. And our life is just as it doesn't or do not matter. So that's the very basics of the basic things of life that we still are struggling to have. Peace, and if we moved after that, health and food and education. Even that we're living in this 21st century, but still we have like difficulties accessing to food or have a good health care system, or even the basics requirements of health if we have, yeah. Education, also that's a good thing or a good requirement to have for my people. Then we can move on and on to justice and other things. At least I'm not a pessimist, but at least I want to see my children living in a society with peace, so they don't have to struggle for their lives, and they can have a good health and have proper education. It looks like very very basics, but I wish that's what they will have, at least in this near future.
I agree with you, because it looks like, it sounds like basics and something normal, and how come everyone doesn't have it yet? But there are still countries and there are still people who which basic needs are not covered yet, and this is a really cruel reality of our society nowadays. And you mentioned many important things, and you and Vala, and I would like to go ahead and talk about 8 foundations of creative society, because they were published on Alatrionite's website, and they were formed as a result of thousands of interviews and social polls, and this is all that people want. And people from different countries were interviewed, and I would like to go ahead and talk about 8 foundations, which you mentioned points which are already in these foundations, because this is really the expression of the people from different countries, of what they want and what they want to see and what they want their children's future be like. And we can see that all the challenges that our modern civilization faces right now are the consequences of the consumer format of society and consumer relationships between people. So I would like to ask you, what can every person do to contribute to a better society?
I think at least we should being aware that the change, we are the pillars of change. I mean, the people themselves are the answer of any change that might happen, and they should not wait for anyone, whatever that is, like politician or someone, a leader, because we are together will be stronger if we just, every one of us realize that and understand that, and then start working with each other, and neglect all the distractions of false conflict that separated us from each other. We will come together with a good foundation, and we can start from there.
Yes, thank you very much. I really agree with you. And maybe Vala wants to share something on that.
Um, I think if everyone started with him or herself, if we started by one person, I am actually fond or I believe in rebel or change effect. If only one person started to make a change in himself, or in the small circle of friends and family around him or her, uh, this change will be like very affecting and infectious, and it will start to spread even without him or her knowing it or his family knowing it. And the second thing is, I think we should be more optimistic about the future and about the change we're making, and and sharing this kind of knowledge and connections. After all, we are all connected in some way or another. So if every single person in this planet started to be they change himself and optimistic himself, I think that it will spread the world so smoothly.
Thank you very much, Vala. Thanks a lot. And we as people, irrespective of where we are, we all want the same. So it's easy to have, for all of us, to have one approach to building a better world for everyone. And this is what is in all 8 foundations included. So everything we want, everything we want to reach in this world, everything is included in 8 foundations. These 8 foundations can be found on alatraunite.com website in 2 places. So basically, you just go to the website, and in the About section, you can find short article about 8 foundations. And also, you can go to articles. And in this section, you will find article about foundations and stages for building the creative society. We would like to discuss one of foundations which you like most of all, or which you feel you want to discuss now. So just to remind these foundations, so the first one is human life, second one is human freedom, the third human safety, fourth is transparency and openness of information for all. Yeah, you can see them on the main screen. So human safety, the fourth one, transparency and openness of information for all. The fifth, the creative ideology. The sixth, development of personality. The seventh, justice and equality. And eighth, self-governing society. Islam, Allah, which one would you like to discuss?
We actually have right now number 3 on our screen. Number 3 is gone. And this is the foundation you mentioned many times
Yes.
in your speech that let me read it out for you to remember, to remind, and maybe talk about it more, so the third foundation is human safety, and it says no one and nothing in society has the right to create threats to the life and freedom of a human. Every human is guaranteed free provision of essential life necessities, including food, housing, medical care, education, and full social security. Scientific, industrial, and technological activities of the society should be aimed exclusively at improving the quality of human life. Guaranteed economic stability, no inflation or crisis, the same stable prices around the world, one monetary unit, a fixed minimal taxation or no taxation at all. The safety of human and society from any kind of threats is ensured by the unified global service that deals with emergency situations. Thank you to our technical support for showing this foundation to us again. And would you like to share your understandings on this foundation? Because it's also covering many things.
Yeah, it's actually cover all that I mentioned. From the, the life of the people, and the basic things of education and healthcare.
Yes, I wanted to mention that all the foundations, they're all interconnected, like without the number one, the human life, which is the highest value. If this is not followed, then all the other ones make no sense or won't be able to be implemented. So it's very important for all the foundations to take place in our society and be implemented, right? So,
Right.
would you?
All the points are very.
Go ahead.
Are very interesting for me, but I would like to know more about number 8, point number 8, self-governing society. How is that going to happen? How is that going to be fulfilled in life? Like, what's my imagination? If we, like, for example, like let me put a small scenario. I thought if we like selected some people to do, the job for us, to be our leader, aren't the same scenario going to continue again? It's going to happen again, or is it going to be different than the usual? I don't know. Just want to more light here.
Finally everything will be much clearer and much better. So all these 8 foundations, they are not all, but most of 8 foundations, they are in one or another way mentioned in the constitutions of all countries of the world. But the problem we have, if we look outside, we understand that people do not really follow these foundations. People do not live as it is written in their constitution. So, and that's why we want finally to start living like it is written. And the case is that self-governing society can be only when people will be united with one goal. So basically, we should all understand what we want. And after we understand this and agree that we want the same, we will find solutions, to reach the goal. And this is what differs 8 foundations from the rest, which is mentioned in constitutions, because constitutions, they still include such concept as the power. And this power, in many cases, should belong to people. I mean, that it is written that it should belong to people, but in reality, it does not belong to people. And we finally want everyone to take part in governing the society, because we all understand what we want. Let's say, I want good roads, let's say. It's easy. Why not? So I can just tell other people that I want good roads in my country, yeah, or worldwide, and that's it. There is not a problem. And I want good healthcare, let's say. What's the problem for me to express this point of view that I want good, better healthcare, yeah? And everything is the same in all areas of life. We understand the way we want to live, but nowadays we do not want to take responsibility for making decisions. We delegate decision making to somebody, and then in the end we are surprised that we live in the wrong world. We do not live like we want to. So if we take this responsibility on ourselves, I believe that we can change everything very quickly and in peaceful way.
And I wanted to add one more thing to your answer, that some people would say, where does country can get, when does country get money to do this all? The country is poor and we can't do it. And like what people want, like you mentioned, good roads, good health care, and so on. And you know, first of all, people want to live in a peaceful society. What does it mean for all the people? It means that billions of dollars won't be spent on military. As if right now there are so much money they put into militarizing the countries, and this will cover up needs of so many people. And actually all these issues and these moments and these problems were opened up, and the conference that just happened at the end of last year on 20th of December 2020, where people united at the conference to talk about reality, what we have right now, and what can each of us do to make creative society happen. And the analysis was done about what countries spend money on, and what the country leaders promise and what it led to, and many other things. So I invite everyone to allatraunites.com website. You can find that conference on the main page and watch it, and it answers many questions, and it gives you the understanding that creative society is only our choice. If we want, we will live in creative society, and we need to unite. We need to all unite on this one goal to be able to do that. I have a question, because our guests are, I would like to hear some other opinion of our guests, and I would like to ask, what do you think, what role of mass media in building creative society? Your
Islam,
microphone
Bala.
is muted. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think it's a vital role or core role, because especially.
Oh, we cannot hear you, unfortunately. Bala, cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can now.
Yeah. I think the role of mass media, especially social media, websites, and so on, is so vital. We can say it's the core role, because this is what keeps us or makes us connected on those days, even more in those times of COVID, because it is the only way we can be connected or gathered, as no other way for gathering those times. If you can notice on the past times, every pessimistic or research or any type of idea spread or any trend spread on the last few years, were mainly spread through one of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Revolutions have been started and evoked by social media platform. Like our revolution was mainly originated and evoked by Facebook mainly. So we can use it for good and for bad. We can use it for the good cause, because everybody in every corner of the world right now has a smart or a phone that give him or give her an access to social media. So we can reach everybody through social media accounts. So I think very vital and effective.
So basically everyone is media. Nowadays, everyone has access to internet, everyone has social account, everyone can share information and pass it on to other people, right?
Yeah.
I think we lost Islam, and I hope she'll
Yeah.
get back to us. Vala, do you support the initiative of ALLATRA International Public Movement, which aims to publicly raise the topic of humanity, morality, and creative vector of development?
Yeah, do you believe this is important to discuss
yeah.
such topics nowadays?
Yeah, of course, because if we didn't speak up, if we didn't gather up, how would we be able to share knowledge and talk about everyday rising issues? Because this is the only way we can start to tackle them. Of course, talking is enough is not talking only is not enough. Like they say, talk is cheap. It's all about the actions. But if we discuss them in the first stage, that what encourages us to start movements and to take actual actions each in his community.
Voila.
Thank you.
Could you please tell us what you would like to wish to all our viewers?
Peace, of course. Yeah, peace in communities, peace of mind, of course. Peace and happiness. Yeah, maybe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. In order to reach this peaceful situation finally in our world, we need to be united by one single goal. And because only in unity and with mutual understanding and respect, combining our best skills and our talents, we can really build a society we can be proud of. And it depends on every one of us. And even without one person, we won't be able to build such society. Because society is everyone. So, our friends, please join us. Join the Creative Society project.
Thank you, Alexei. And you know what makes me really happy that more and more cities and countries are joining every day. More people are joining, and using modern technologies, we can really travel around the world and talk to each other, find out about different countries, its culture, traditions, and also mainly meet people from these countries and find out what their vision and what their opinion on many things, what their understanding of society we live in right now, and what ways out they see, how do they see we can share this information, spread it among each other, and move on towards our common goal, creative society. And I would like to also mention that this beautiful project, Creative Society, gives each person an understanding of what role he or she plays in formation of this creative society, and understands its responsibility, his or her responsibility on whether it will happen or not. It's all our choice. And that's why it's so important for everyone to spread the idea of creative society. And if you and our viewers support the idea of creative society, please share this video with two hashtags, hashtag creative society and hashtag ALLATRA Unite. And it's very easy to join this project for everyone. All you need to go to allatraunite.com website, press the join button, and choose the language you speak in, fill up the very short form, and click join. And you're part of the project. So
yeah, joining the project to you.
Yes,
Please.
It's very, very easy. Everyone can do it. So if you, dear viewer, want to be part of this broadcast, please email us using our address you've seen on the screen, and leave a comment underneath this video, and you can be the next guest on our program. And thank you, Vala, and thank you to Islam for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your vision, your ideas, your feelings. It was a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you.
All together, so much. all together we can make the creative society a reality. And as soon as we unite all together, we will make it reality much, much sooner.
Yeah.
So everyone, let's unite, let's do it together. I know we can do it because united we can. Thank you.
Thank
See
you
you
very
next
much,
time.
Vala. Many thanks to Islam.
Thank
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.